Hey, what's going on, ladies and gentlemen? My name is Rayge, and we are back today with a quick update in regards to some upcoming events for next week to help you guys prepare. We'll likely see a little bit more clarity and verbiage in the Marvel Strike Force blog post that's going to get released today at Reset. But more importantly, guys, if you haven't already, make sure you check your inboxes because as of yesterday, there has been an issue, obviously, with some codes that weren't working, and there were some technical difficulties on their end. Thankfully, Scopely themselves have actually resolved this and actually issued here, as you can see, a bit of freebies for everyone. So make sure you guys are checking this. Make sure you're checking your inbox. There should be 1,000 power cores going to everybody in addition to some orb fragments here. And also on top of that, they did make an announcement on this on the Marvel Strike Force blog post too, as you can see, right? A final update on the previous reward codes, MSF 7, 7, and Reward 7. Remaining compensations are now complete and have been sent to the impacted players via inbox. So if you weren't able to claim, you should be able to get these rewards. Now, having said that, any commanders who did not initially claim any of these 3 codes may also claim 1 code in the standard manner when they're released in the intended time later this week. So we'll wait to hear back. Maybe we'll get an update today on this, but more importantly, that's more free stuff for us, guys. So make sure you take advantage of that. Essentially, these 3 codes were not working for some devices, and as a result of that, they are compensating, which is always good to see, guys. Okay, now into the data mines of what we're expecting, ladies and gentlemen, here in terms of what's coming up, as well events that we can prepare for. First and foremost, remember everything happening with Anniversary obviously makes sense that we're going to be getting more kind of snippets and clues of what's happening. But now that we got the confirmation of Age of X, now that we know what Charles Xavier himself is going to be doing, we got to make sure we capitalize on many of these events that are coming up, because many of them likely will include some sort of gear tier 20 opportunities for those mini uniques. So just take advantage of that. And obviously, we still need to be mindful of any free-to-play character release events as well. So first event here, A Legend is Born. Celebrate the release of Gear Tier 20 with X coins. X coins can be exchanged for Gear Tier 20. Gain progress in this event by earning 1 Legend Orb fragment, opening the limited X coin orb, in addition to using Lilandra in Cosmic Crucible and clearing waves in Battleworld. So that's going to include rewards including the X coins, Patriot chart. So this is going to be Patriot's free-to-play event, it sounds like. Commander experience points. And on top of that, campaign energy is what's going to be used to actually earn these Legend Orb fragments. So if you want to get a head start, you can start coring already today to get an additional campaign energy, because this event's likely going to be live in a few days. So we still have a few days here, but you can core every day if you want. That's a good way to actually get a head start on this event. I don't believe it's a leaderboard based on kind of what we're seeing in the data mines, but just something to be on the lookout for, guys. And remember, I do believe Gear Tier 20 is going to be available through Gold. I just don't know how or when it's going to be available, right? So, because Gear Tier 20 is going to be that limited resource everyone's going to be hunting for to obviously elevate their characters for Charles Xavier at Age of X, you definitely want to take advantage of each and every one of these limited time events that are coming up here. And we assume that they're going to be a little bit more generous earlier on than later, kind of similar to what we saw with Icewave Purple. Okay, 7th time is a charm. So, earn Ulf's 7th anniversary costume in addition to Commander experience points, Crimson Gear, and Teal Gear. So gain progress in this event by battling with global characters, and collecting the 7th time is the charm milestone point. So this is the exact same one we just went through. We did it already with City. We did it already, I think it was like hero characters in the first week, right? So City is currently ongoing right now. So yeah, this is an easy event, super straightforward. You have the full week and whatnot, and if you're just playing the game and doing daily objectives, you're going to crush it. Okay. Last but not least, and we've already gotten verbiage on this already in the blog post, but this is some additional clarity. What I like about this is they even added some little bracket tags here of what's kind of recommended. So these are the teams that they probably want to push on us, but keep in mind, guys, we don't really know how required they're going to be until the event is actually required. So for those of you that are conservative and obviously being smart and strategic with your resources and don't know if you want to build up each and every single team, this may not be the best guideline, right? It's just giving us a heads up on what's potentially a solution. We don't necessarily know if that's going to work. So, Professor Xavier is coming soon. Build squads of 5 using the following traits to Gear Tier 20 to prepare for the Professor Xavier saga and ultimately unlock Professor Xavier. Any city. Any city is a very big, broad bucket, right? That includes Spire Society. That includes a lot of powerful Sinister 6, Superior 6 characters. But the recommending Vigilante, Blade, and Oath. Now, having said that, the Vigilante team still needs to be fully announced, right, for us to know, who we're going to invest in. But because it's starting off with that makes me seem to believe that maybe Vigilante will actually perform better in this. But yeah, again, we'll know in due time once the availability of these nodes give us some more clarity of how these characters are going to get providing value in those settings there. So next one is any city, any villains global, and they do recommend Orcus, Apocalypse, and Ares. So thankfully we do have a lot of those characters built up already. So that's a freebie. That's a nice one. My Hero Global. This one's for Liberty, Old Man Logan, and Jean Grey. So I do like the Old Man Logan, Jean Grey nod because many of us have already invested in them. Whether it's past investments, the return of Old Man Logan trials, or the fact that we actually need Jean Grey for the raids requirement every single day, right? So this is huge. This is a big one. So that means we only technically need a few members of Liberty, but also keep in mind, Hero Global, that's a big bucket of characters as well that we can also consider. Villain cosmic characters include Annihilators, Mephisto, and Null. And thankfully, many of us have Annihilators and Mephisto already invested in and built up, so that's great. So it's really just Null adding it into that villain cosmic, so I'm excited for that. This is a pretty good freebie as well, which suggests it's probably going to be one of the more difficult sections if they're already knowing that we have such a powerful team at our disposal. Last but not least, Lilandra and any hero cosmic. So we know Lilandra's gonna be required. No question, guys. Make sure you build her up to the moon. I'm already kind of investing in her, and I'm gonna max out her in every shape, way, and form. But they also recommend Starjammers, Odin, and Kahori. So that's why we do want to hold back, not invest in everything that gets released, because potentially you may only need like 3 or 4 Starjammer characters, and especially I can't see any of them kind of outlasting Odin, and Kahori's really good as well, guys. So that's what I mean. We want to be strategic. We want to be smart about this, but it's great that they gave us some guidelines to consider here for sure. So that way we're not really fully left in the dark here and just taking a look. But remember, at the end of the day, it really depends on what they toss up to us in terms of difficulty, and we could always theory craft and use other characters and combinations, I'm sure, as the synergies and chemistries the most important in these dynamics too, right? So yeah, do let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Happy Friday, and again, I'll be back with more information, guys, when we hear any updates here. But yeah, it's been an exciting month in terms of festivities and obviously things getting released, and make sure you take advantage. We never know when there's a free code or freebies getting rewards, so you always want to stay up to date, guys. Thank you for your time as always, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.